an all signs tarot reading. Who is the one? Let's cut to the chase, right? And we might split this up. We'll see how it goes. And I've been kind of waiting to do this one. I've been putting it off. I figured a weekend might be best. We're just going to wait for people to enter the room. Probably starting on Gemini. Are we still in Gemini season? If so, happy birthday, Gemini. I do have a strong Gemini placement as well. Gemini rising. Okay, so far we got Gemini, Aqua, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sag, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Am I gonna be able to talk today? What am I missing? Water, fire. Wait, no, air, fire, water, earth, duh. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. See if our moderators are available today. Do you have a snack with me to be prepared? I'm not sure if this is a mediumship thing or an energy reader thing, but I feel like my blood sugar drops when I'm doing readings. And then I've heard through the grapevine of like mediums like leaning into eating chocolate, which I also thought was interesting because it reminds me of Harry Potter. I don't remember which movie, book, or scene it is. I remember watching the movie and when Harry Potter was dealing with Dementors, and afterwards he would feel like winded and out of energy. And then I think his professor recommended that he eat a piece of chocolate. He was like, here, it helps. I don't know, maybe I'm channeling. Hello, hello. Oh, did you change your username? Interesting. Yes, if you're new here, hi. My name is Allie. I'm a tarot reader and intuitive coach for the last 6 years. I'm not new to YouTube, but I'm kind of a newbie. I've been on for a few years now, but I'm more of a small Facebook group and Instagram reader. And then I decided to expand on YouTube and we'll see how it goes. I don't think my channel is going to be like a lot of the other readers. I'm supposed to create something new. And we're already in the works of that, just FYI. I got my scan from Miriam. If you guys have been following that news, that recent news, is that we are going to do an added service with Miriam and Heather. It is Miriam's product. Me and Heather are going to be the first ones to push it out and put it as our added service in our own businesses. But I just got mine today for one of the tiers, and it is absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to show you guys. It's so amazing. You're going to be blown away. It's like nothing you've ever seen. Not to gas up Miriam and fill her up, but just saying. Empress energy. Maybe you're channeling the first one when they buy all the candy from the shopping cart on the train. And yeah, I changed my name because I was experimenting with channel ideas and still am. Oh, really? Well, you should hit me up for a personal reading regarding that. I could probably help you out. I tend to attract a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs because, hey, energy attracts energy, right? So, something to do with my 10th house. Just saying. Gemini, 535. Please double tap to like the video, helps boost the algorithm. So far, it doesn't seem like Brandon or Polly are in today, which are our main moderators, but they volunteer. No one gets paid for this. We just love each other. So I am looking to build an online community where if you are consistent here enough, I might just make you a moderator. You are here again. Hi, welcome in. Gemini, who is the one for you? Well, right now we're doing all signs. Who is the one for you? So, which is your sun, moon, rising? And you might be getting messages regarding that. Gemini, hilarious. Someone who mirrors you. Eight of Swords. I also heard the one that got away. Justice. The Death card. Intense, Gemini. I mean, kind of have to keep your attention. Let's just say. Right, right. Florence, welcome in. Are you a Gemini? I attract a lot of them as well. I don't really feel like I truly integrated and met myself until I dated a Gemini. Even though it didn't work out, I know that's weird to say, but gosh, I learned so much about myself through that connection, even some parts that were not great. Just being honest, Nine of Cups. And maybe that's a message for you, Gemini. Maybe you've been struggling with a past relationship that you wanted to work out, but really it was meant to show you something about yourself. However, you have another connection here that you might have crossed paths before at some point, given to each other at some point, but the circumstances or just where you guys were at in life did not seem to work out. It looks like it could have been to lack of planning, selfishness, maybe even like legal things got in the way. Gemini rising, Pisces sun, and Taurus moon. Beautiful, beautiful. Sagittarius. Oh, really? I have a Sagittarius North node, which is something I've been needing to lean on at this time. However, too much Sagittarius energy can be a little much for me. I need like a really good container. Too much expansion, not good for an air sign. Five of Cups, Page of Cups, Queen of Swords. There you are. Yeah, someone you might have let go of for whatever reason. The best person for you, Gemini, is really someone that balances you out. I mean, I could say that about like any connection for who was the one for you, right? But it might even be a Sagittarius because we were just talking about Sagittarius, or they might have a significant Sagittarius placement. You could have a child with this person, or children could be significant. You might even start off as friends first, or have like similar friend circles, which is kind of hard to pinpoint for a Gemini. You tend to have a lot of friend groups. I really like Libras. Me too. Sometimes they can be a little too detached for me. Okay. You want to know what's like really freaking weird and creepy? You know how like everybody theorizes, we all know that our phones are listening, right? And that they like see, hear things somehow without our knowledge. Well, I have a plate with a brownie right next to me, and I'm like munching on it. And at the bottom of my screen, it had a pop up from YouTube asking, "Do you like the corner of a brownie?" And it was putting it as a suggestion for a Q&A. Is that not creepy? Is that not creepy? Brownies might be significant, Gemini. I don't know why. The corner of a brownie, even. I don't know. That was weird. Well, you was talking about chocolate. Okay, yeah, but I did not consent. Creepy. I've also been, I don't know, trying to change my notifications, and out of nowhere I just got like some spam emails out of nowhere. I was like, feels like a spiritual attack. They're actually like making products for people to block out apps on their phone, which I think is ridiculous. That feels like a scam in itself, does it not? But this is scary. Yes, it is. Gemini, there's also a message about keeping your relationship more private. You tend to chat a lot just because you're friendly, but you need to be careful about the information that you share. Discern, just because you have information doesn't mean it needs to go everywhere, Gemini. Geminis like hate gatekeeping, but they like do it at the same time. It's so interesting. Hard to explain, but I've seen it many times. Even me, I was like, I feel like there is a time to share information and a time where, hey, it's none of your business. And it is my right to not have to if I don't want to. That's also what people don't understand about being a reader as well. I was like, yes, I can, but I don't have to. Or like, even like on a personal level, like people are like, read my mind. And I was like, who says I want to use my energy and brain cells? And who says that's how it works? I just feel like it's so arrogant to say. Just saying. Just saying. No one knows except psychics themselves. What are your big three? I am an Aquarius sun, Virgo moon, Gemini rising. Aquarius. I just got deja vu. So Aquarius, you might have a lot of deja vu feelings when meeting this person who is the one for you, Aquarius. A beautiful mix. Thank you, thank you. Aquarius, they might put you more in your yin energy, like more in a submissive mode, which might not really be like you. Might have a significant Taurus or Libra placement. Shiny Aquarius. Also significant Gemini placement. Show me the four swords. You could maybe even have dreams with this person, shared dreams, something like that. Could have met them while traveling, or they could live at a distance. There's something about driving here. This person could get a lot of attention. You could have met them online or connected online. There's a lot of uncertainty here. There could have even been like a break in the connection, or if you haven't met this person, there will be. So it doesn't look like a smooth sailing type of scenario. Let's just say that. I'm also getting the feeling of a lot of misunderstandings, money problems. That doesn't sound fun. um, Selfishness, overindulgence, or arrogance. Could be like a battle of the egos, which is very common for, I think, especially avoidance. It could even start off as a sexual connection or as friends. And it could actually get pretty confusing either on your end, their end, or both if you guys leave your options open, because then it's harder to discern the energy. And maybe that's something that you guys have in common is like third parties. It's giving me twin flame vibes because you guys mirror each other on like what needs to change and be transformed within each other. I'm also getting eighth house. This connection might require you to move, like move locations. Florence, did someone of you ever dream about someone you never met in person, only here on YouTube, Instagram? I don't consider myself as a dreamy person or delulu, but the dreams are nearly every 2 nights. Did someone of you ever dream about someone you never met in person? I don't know. I'm trying to like understand the way you're framing that question. It's kind of difficult for me to take in. You could have met this person when you were like a child, like maybe even teen years. Like could have been like around your community kind of thing. Would you consider the dreams as a sign that I'm missing something? Hmm. I don't know. Sounds like a personal reading kind of question, but I would say if like you're getting repeating dreams, that it is probably trying to tell you something. I'm someone that dreams a lot, but it is one of my spiritual gifts. So it kind of depends on the person. Letting go of grief, a mindset, and a different way of communicating, because you might have some remnants of past relationship like residue. Also giving me past life themes. Yeah, this connection will require you to completely change something from the Eight of Swords. And so maybe it's a good thing that this connection is like a slow development, starting as friends. It's so strange for me because I normally don't remember my dreams. Show me Libra. Please double tap to like the video, like, share, and subscribe, all that jazz. Show me Libra. Who is the one for you? Hi, Celine. Welcome in. Nine of Cups. Three of Wands. Page of Pentacles. The Magician, the Fool, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Okay, right away I'm getting the one for you, Libra, is someone that you initially push away due to selfishness, arrogance, or it gets in between something that you want. And what you want could be something that's at a distance from this person, or travel, or some kind of obstacle is involved. Could be money, could be a home, property. For a slight few of you, the one for you could be in another connection first. When you first initially meet. Sometimes it be like that. Work and career seems to be a significant focus for the relationship and the connection. Okay. They want me to grab a book. Okay. That's so interesting how it took me to this page. It's basically a coaching and mentorship book. Okay, so for such clients, it is important that coaches focus on facilitating a shift from just thinking about problems to actual behavioral change. Third, anticipate a relapse. For most people, relapse, slipping back into odd behavior or old behavior, is a normal part of the change process. The coach needs to include relapse prevention strategies, prepare the client for possible setbacks, and minimize guilt and shame if relapse does occur, and help the client move back into action as quickly as possible. The key characteristics of the contemplation stage is ambivalence, the conjoint holding of two or more conflicting desires, emotion, beliefs, or opinions. The general principle for individuals in the contemplation stage is to continue to raise self awareness through self revelation. Individuals in the stage are engaged in a balancing act and consciously trying to manage their ambivalence by balancing the pros and cons of change. It is as if they were standing in the middle of a child's seesaw trying to maintain their balance. Wow, that's so interesting. I was reading something about this earlier, but in a completely different, not in this book. Must be a synchronicity for myself as well. I do have Libra somewhere in my chart, so I'm like, what? I'm gonna bookmark that for later. Well, Libra, that was very informational for yours. That would explain that. You might think about like walking away from the connection quite a few times. But there's so much love here. For whatever reason, I think the biggest obstacle is that it didn't show up the way that you wanted. Yeah, there's a little bit of a stubbornness. And hey, it even said that you manifested it. You manifested this person, and this person manifested you. Because these two are a divine pair. So energetically, this looks great. This is what you want this to look like. However, a lot of external factors. This is why tarot is great, because we just read energy. We don't see things on the surface. However, we can see layers of things in a tarot reading. So right now I see two soulmates, an energetic pair. But look at all this other crap. Here's like half the deck on the table. And I think that's kind of like what you guys need to get past is like, people like date and they look for the things on the list. Person have a job, enough money, do they treat me well, respect, do we align in the same beliefs, the way we want to raise our kids, do we want kids? All kinds of questions like that, all kinds of questions, right? And that's kind of what I'm getting here. However, at the end of the day, it seems like none of that even really matters. If you want each other enough, you'd be willing to walk away from anything and everything for this to happen. And, these cards tend to not come out like this unless something bigger than yourselves is supposed to happen, like creating a family, for example, because you continue to live on through that family, for example. Right? Makes sense, makes sense. And then I heard wealth, health is the greatest wealth. I also got other words tied into it, but it's not very clear. But something about legacy. Aries. Who is the one for you? Someone that makes you nervous, apparently. Felt like a lump in my throat. Interesting. Might be a little triggering. Yeah, it could be a connection that triggers childhood things. Um, you could meet them while you're trying to heal through grief or vice versa. Show me Aries. Who is the one for them? Um, hmm. Okay, well, interesting message. They could be either married or going through a divorce when you meet this person. And there could be bumps and pauses in the connection from when you meet them to when there's an actual relationship or union. How's the brownie corner doing now? It is good. I don't know what happened to that pop up. It was weird. Too much guardedness, maybe a little PTSD. Someone had to go through some soul searching. Could have went back to an ex or vice versa, and then you end up crossing paths again. One or the other could even have dreams about the person. A significant Gemini placement, or you could meet each other locally in whatever area you're in. Too much overthinking and observing and not enough doing can cause more issues in the connection. Focusing too much on disappointments that have happened in the past. That Nine of Wands PTSD card was present. You might even, yeah, there's a lot of resistance in the connection, actually. Like, be careful of game playing. Man, how sad. How sad is that? You're really going to game play the love of your life, the one for you. Some people just like don't know how to stop. Becomes like a learned behavior, right? Can we talk about that? Toxic. If you need a coach to heal through that stuff, that's something that we work on in the intuitive coaching program. And it's tough. It's tough to do shadow work by yourself. And it might be comfortable to do that kind of stuff by yourself, but there's nothing like working with someone that can see your blind spots. And you got to be willing to have someone to call you out, and that's growth. Although anyone can journal and do shadow work on their own, but to be seen by someone, the most vulnerable parts of you. And maybe that's a message for you, Aries, is that I almost feel like you need an exhale. Maybe you have an issue with vulnerability, and that's why the Five of Swords was there and all that game playing. Is that really what you want? You know, maybe that's why the Hanged Man was also present, because that's usually a spiritual pause for a call to change your perspective. I got deep for Aries, man. Great message, though. 3437. Leo. Please double tap to like the video, like, share, and subscribe, all that jazz. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ali. I'm a tarot reader and intuitive coach. I do have a few playlists going. I can't remember the title off the top of my head. Sometimes that happens when I'm in channeling mode. But go check it out if you're interested. Show me Leo. Who is the one? Justice. Might have a significant Libra placement, or it would be tied with your synastry. So, okay, a couple storylines. You could have a child with this person, or you could start off with a pet. You could even possibly go through a separation with this person. Like you could go through like you move in together, you move out. You could go through a separation and divorce and come back to each other. I know not everybody wants to hear that, but sometimes that happens and sometimes that's what has to be done. Really just depends. It could start off as like a more of a sexual connection, or someone was rebound where one just left a relationship. There is some kind of issue with ego and confidence that creates some kind of imbalance, which is why maybe there ends up being a break. Mm, very specific message, but I was like chewing on my brownie. They were like pushing me to say it. But I think that's part of the message is like, okay, I was getting this image of someone constantly feeding someone else, like a mother-in-law, and like stuffing their face. And so it feels like gosh, what is the word? A helicopter mom. Your partner could have oh gosh, what is another word for it? It's not overprotective, but it's definitely over something. Can't I find the word? Ah, I don't know, but I like want to push it away. It feels very annoying. So you might have an evasive mother-in-law, or family matters could be significant, like each other's families not getting along, or you not jiving, not necessarily not jiving with the family, but it feels like a behavior issue that you can't really change. However, it's impacting the connection for sure. Like you might even have to leave to make a point. What is this? Hmm, interesting. Hmm. I know like a few people like I'm watching go through something like this. Like I don't know, you change as time goes on. Men and women, we don't always evolve at the same rate. So sometimes how that impacts a connection You never know. It can be very interesting. But, when you make a vow to marry, you're basically saying that you're going to stay there throughout all the parts. And so I do see a separation in the connection if there ends up being a commitment or a marriage. Does that mean forever? No, not necessarily. I think you'll find your way back to each other, but a lot of it has to do with a lot of spiritual lessons in maintaining and protecting the connection and your own soul evolvement. Leo's, all the fixed signs I think are getting really hit hard with intense change in their love relationships. That's what I've noticed. Sag. Show me Sagittarius. Who is the one for you? Show me Sag. Well, you'll definitely overthink it, because it would require you to be more in your yin energy, Sag, which I can't say is like a Sag. And I heard the word muse. This could be someone that you do like work with, like a creative project or a coworker. Could also start off as a sexual based connection, or that will happen pretty early. Hey, that is kind of the times right now, isn't it? Why are there so many lost people? That's a great question. I wrote not exactly that same subject, but very similar over on my Patreon today. I'd say the collective is going through a freeze, is how I put it. And maybe that's a message for you as well, Sag. Like this person lights you up and you also light this person up. Whereas before, you could have been more in the pentacle energy, which can kind of not make you cold because this person is really cozy. However, it's not as warm as the Queen of Wands. Look at all those candles, right? Very different. Very different. It's almost like there's an integration that happens between your guys' energy that makes you more into the Empress mode. You could meet through children or work together with a common goal of nurturing children or helping children in some kind of way. Also giving me a little bit of a twin flame vibe. Um, the feeling of creating something together that's bigger than yourselves, not just a family, but like almost like a collective healing type of thing. Something that you're both really passionate about. Even it could also just be your own family and children. Um, Also, a very specific message. I was thinking of like actually one of my clients that I know personally. Like we didn't go to the same high school, but we have mutuals in similar high schools. But anyway, she's a Sag and she's also a masseuse. And she has her own license where she can do private practice. And automatically I thought of her and I was like, oh yeah, like a home business. It was giving me that. Maybe she'll see this. Hey, if you see this, say hi, let me know. I hope that all goes well. There's that page of wands again. There, okay, side message. There could also be like an unfortunate event. I guess what you deem as unfortunate that happens, and one person shows compassion for the other, and that's kind of how the connection grows. That's sweet. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, also, but doesn't have to be. Also, a side message, you could meet each other through one, like if it was like a friend circle. So specific. Okay. Pisces. Jay Lambert. Hello. Please like, share, and subscribe. What is your sun, moon, rising? You'll have to get your messages from there. Otherwise, we do free questions. You'll have to keep your notifications on for that because they are unscheduled. A great way to get a free mini read from me. Pisces, who is the one for you? Automatically, I got it's not the one that you think. Like five. Hi. Do I really have to repeat myself? Were you not in when I just explained all that? Ten of Cups. Yeah. Subscribe, keep your notifications on if you want to participate in free questions, which is obviously not today. Otherwise, the title would have said so. Okay. Hmm. Okay, Pisces, you could meet them through an unfortunate event, or one of you is going through a very intense transition. Could be even going through a spiritual awakening. Your families could know each other, or you could have met at some point in your childhood. If not that, it's giving me past life. We're doing all signs. Does the title not say that, you guys? It's very annoying when I feel people pulling on my energy during a zodiac sign read. We have separate videos for free questions. If you consistently piss me off enough and disrespect energetic boundaries, I will block you from my channel. No problem. You want to see Lauren as an example? The one day I interacted with her and this bitch went crazy on me. Low tolerance. Everybody's going to learn today. See, this is what I understand when Tyler's Tarot cusses out people in the chat. It's like, get the fuck off of me! Seriously. Even Miriam said it. It's like when people know that you're magical, they freaking get weird with you. I am a human being. Here's my hands, but I got feelings just as much as you. I also go through a lot of bullshit to have these gifts. So, be nice. I don't need to tell anyone my order. Be patient and I'll get to it. Or you can come back when there's timestamps. But we can feel when people are pulling on our energy. And this has already come up more than once. I had actually a tarot client. Oh, gosh, I have to put that in a video, that whole experience, you guys, but it made me stop reading for people in person because of just people's lack of boundaries and inconsideration. And he wasn't a bad person, but energetically, he was dangerous because of his lack of self awareness. Um, and you know what? That's not my fucking problem. I don't heal people. I teach people that they're a healer in their own right. You can do the work also, but do not attach your energy to mine or my readings. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just saying. Yes, I enjoyed my brownie. My brownie is now over. My art, I have been doing as much art as possible, and it's been great. Thank you for asking. My art is been just for me, and sharing it takes a lot, but I've gone through so many ebbs and flows with like my channel, my business, and my art, where the main focus is not to do it for anyone else, but for me and to channel it with source. And there's not a whole lot of things that bring me like that top 100% fulfillment. And it's because I'm a 12th houser. I know that sounds weird, but my oldest son's dead, actually. We were talking about this, about like depression and just like, I don't know, especially when we met each other, we were like emo teenagers. But we were, it was like, on the subject of being just like generally depressed as like a personality. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a lot of Aquarius, Capricorn, Saturnian placements. They might be able to understand that feeling of just being generally depressed. Like you might even be clinically depressed. And so I don't know, you like really notice a difference, I guess. Um I don't know why I'm hearing dopamine, but maybe I'm channeling. Pisces, this might even be relevant to you. Maybe this is someone that you can have these kind of conversations with, or this might be a topic that comes up in a conversation or something. Pursue the things in life that you enjoy and make you fulfilled, right? Yes. And Pisces, I feel like you're, as a zodiac sign, you're great at emulating that and showing people that, like your overall personality and character. And gosh, that feels like even like a channeled message as well. Um, like as you're sorting through and say that you're a Pisces that's dating. Something that you might be going through as well is knowing the difference between personality and character because those two do not always match. You might like someone's personality and think, you can be a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, be with them long term, have kids and babies, whatever, and then find out that their character is shit. It might even be better to like someone's character and not so much their personality because at least at the end of the day, you know what you're working with, right? Technically, can you change personalities? I guess you could. But character always kind of remains, right? But you can also build character. It's something that comes with wisdom and life experience. I don't know. That's actually, let's write that down about a subject. I'm going to do a deep dive into this. Character versus personality. What else are we just talking about? That was a good subject for the Pisces. Cancer. Show me Cancer. Who is the one? Who is the one for Cancer? I heard to be determined. Okay. Might be a reconciliation. So someone that you've been on a date with, or there has been some kind of interest or interaction or spark. Could be friend groups, which does not surprise me because we are in a Pluto and retrograde right now in Aquarius, which would be friend groups. I also got a shy feeling. So one of you might be shy. Little I also got the word bashful. Okay. I got like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and literally one of the dwarves, I think it's bashful, is it? Is that their name? Well, I don't know. They were blushing. You could have children, or this person could have children. Blending families could be significant. If it is a blended family together, you would have four. Four, the number four is significant. If not, it could be animals. There's also another storyline here that one person wants a child and the other person doesn't. So there's some kind of stress over that. There could be a separation because of that. In laws could be a burden. This person may force you to confront your family or vice versa. I also got Scorpio energy. Mm. For a small select few of you, I do get like bad habits and like a drinking problem. Could be something that you have in common, or one or the other is struggling with that. That's very specific. Okay. That's very specific. There could be arguments over a mother. I also had that message about in-laws. Um, and then I got like almost like a criticizing shame feeling. So I don't know. What is that about? What is that about? Okay, it would be like your mother-in-law or father-in-law scolding your spouse or your partner or something. I didn't like that vibe. Keep reiterating the reconciliation thing. Then I heard I wish I did. So I don't know. It could be like a return of the past situation. Yeah, see? Life's too short, Cancer, you know? Scorpio. Sun Scorpio 1177. Right on time. Everyone I ran into used me totally. I'm so sorry. Well, not everyone you run into is for you. Who is the one for Scorpio? Five of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Ten of Swords, Two of Cups, Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, that's very specific. Scorpio. So, I have multiple storylines. This person could either be married or in another commitment or connection while you meet this person. This could also be an affair, but doesn't have to be. Um, or you could be in another connection when you meet this person. Might even be a situation where something needs to end contractually before something can begin, even if it's just a lease. It could even be like a betrayal, like someone's husband's best friend or your wife's girlfriend from her friend group. I don't know. It's giving me like something like that. That's crazy, you guys. That's crazy. Sometimes it happens though. I don't know. What are you gonna do? Can't change who's the one for you, right? It hmm. Show me more. I don't like that devil energy. That's the thing. You might be in the devil energy when you meet them, or vice versa. Like, you might not even be concerned about relationships when this transpires. There could be distance involved. There's also something about what you will like about this person is that they're, I heard, a decent planner. When they put their mind to it, is what I heard. Hmm. One of you or both of you could struggle with some kind of depression or some kind of medical diagnosis that is an obstacle in the way that you guys communicate. If it's not communicate, it's the way you comprehend something or think, something like that. It could even be impacting this person's money or business. Flip the roles if you need to. Virgo, who is the one for you? Virgo, who is the one for you? Okay. Automatically, they said that they talk more than you, Virgo. Show me, Virgo, who is the one? Who is the one? Someone that helps you get out of your own head, apparently. Um, could be an air sign, doesn't have to be, or a water sign. Hmm. You both could be leaving a situation or connection. It could be work as well. Like, it's giving me like two people like wanting to start a business together after leaving toxic work environments or something like that. You could also have a similar interest in a specific field. If it's not that, it's this sense of family, obviously. We're talking about the one, right? Most people, that's what they want, right? It could be one of those connections that's like a very slow development, like you met each other way later in life or earlier in life and then reconnected later in life, that kind of thing. Never really knowing when you're going to see each other again, but a sense of that you will. Holding space. love for this person, definitely a soulmate. If you haven't considered getting married before, this person might change your mind. Get a lot of doubt and denial though. A lot of that. I heard I never. I don't know. Looks like maybe it might be worth it. I also heard contingency plan. I don't know. It was giving me like almost like a vow of oh okay, so if like we're not with anyone by this age, we'll be together and we'll do this. It feels like I don't know. I got like an image of like two friends drinking beers and like making a promise together that if you're not with anyone and if I'm not with anyone. That's so specific. That's very funny. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Taurus, who is the one for you? Wasn't someone asking about Taurus? Oh, the school of flourishing. Show me Taurus. Who is the one? Obviously, watch your sun, moon, rising Venus, because that might resonate better. Seven of Cups, Page of Wands. Okay, so you'll be dating multiple people at the time that you're meeting them, which might just make it confusing. Just a heads up. But there's a spark that develops. The confusion has everything to do with the inside. And that's what I've been trying to teach people when manifesting your soulmate. Soulmate. Can you discern a soulmate when on the surface they might not look like what your list looks like? Just saying. Just saying. Aha. Yes, of course. I do get like a lot of Cancer energy in your reading, Taurus. Um, and with the Chariot card, it talks a lot about alignment. And with the Five of Wands, it's giving me more of a battle within yourself on choosing who is the one for you. So your read is kind of different. And maybe I don't know why is that? I was like, you have so much like Cancer energy in your read. You could be dealing with a Cancer or an air sign. Doesn't have to be. Hi, Brandon. About an hour. A move might be required for you to be with this person. Okay, and then I got the song A Thousand Years. And then I got an image of Forks, Washington, which is where the Twilight movie was filmed. And that song is part of their soundtrack, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, maybe that's significant. 345. There it is again. If there is a will, there is a way, Taurus. So, okay. I'm surprised I didn't get this message in any of the other zodiac reads, but I also have like a significant Taurus placement that impacts my love life. Um and I would say like my process was very similar in me being the chooser, the picker, but also having like major internal conflict, which makes it difficult to choose, right? Um, there was another card I wanted to pull out. Okay, so here's the blockage with the alignment. So it has more to do with the mindset, but also your own ego and what you want to do for yourself. And gosh, I just came across a video and I wish I could summarize it, but it was actually quite long. Too long for a all signs read, but basically this person was explaining how entrepreneurship is spiritual and why that is. A lot of people don't talk about this, and I think it's true. Entrepreneurship is totally spiritual because you're not leaning on any kind of system or anything that was designed or created. You're literally going off pure blind faith that you were made and created to move around, and energetically, whatever opportunity is going to find you, or vice versa. Life is all about the opportunities you don't take, is what I just heard. So, your love life might be deeply connected to where you go as far as your desires, your own personal desires for yourself and entrepreneurship, working for yourself, your passions, your hobbies, whatever, whatever. And I say this is really great advice for any zodiac sign. Um, yeah, let's just say that, this is a message for all zodiac signs, really, because you're a much happier, fulfilled person when you're pursuing your own desires and the things that light you up, right? And you want a partner that can either support that, balance that out for you, be a part of it. And notice, the King of Wands is also not the Emperor, which would normally be the card that would show me that they are ready for a higher level of commitment, partnership, and whatever, whatever. So apparently, you meet the one during this process of you being the King of Wands. Very specific read. I didn't think we were going to get all the way through, you guys. Show me Capricorn. I thought we were going to have to split it up. I loved the Taurus read, honestly. That was a great message. Show me Capricorn. Who's the one for you? Please double tap to like the video, share, and subscribe. Show me Capricorn. Who is the one for you? Ace of Wands in reverse. Did not expect that. 777 might be significant. Seven of Wands. Hilarious. Don't you love when that happens? Seven to the eight, which means something is not working right away when you meet this person. There could be resistance in the connection or a communication block. One or the other had to look within to see what they even wanted. There is a level of destiny here. Like you guys were destined to cross paths. Could have met each other through neighborhood cities, is what I heard. I also heard twin sisters. That's random. Six of Wands. This person could get a lot of attention. They could be an artist, a creative, a poet. There could also be a break in the connection, reconciliation cards. I also get a lot of doubt, denial, and game playing. Well, that's not great. Not that again. And it could have that message again about entrepreneurship is also relevant to your reading here, Capricorn, which is not surprising with it being an earth sign read as well. Capricorns, you tend to, if you're not in entrepreneurship, you're definitely heavy in the work money mode, you know? You guys could have similar egos, and that could be the biggest obstacle in the connection is the imbalance. Definitely too much masculine energy, more yin energy is required for the connection to work. Yeah, I do see arguments, conflicts, and fights in the connection, Capricorn. But somehow you guys make your way back to each other. There it is again. You'll have a breakthrough at some point where it's basically like a fuck it, let's move in together. 78. I do see other people getting in the way of your connection. What is wrong with people? That's so weird. Yeah, like friends, family, external influences. The realization here, I guess, is how much you truly care about each other compared to all the other mess. And maybe you guys had to go through that in order for this to happen. Yeah. One of you or both of you feel like you've invested too much in the connection to give up. And then one of you doesn't want to give up your singlehood. Children here could be significant. There might be a change in job and career that might be required. Oof, that was a lot. I didn't think we'd be able to do a full video. Thank you, everyone, for joining Unexpected Live. If you're in need of a bleh. If you're in need of a personal reading, go ahead and check out my links. I did just recently post on my Patreon a live blog. Basically, it's about an hour or two long. And then I did the recent post about the phenomenon of the collective freeze. And I thought that was a really interesting subject that I wanted to go deeper into. Right now, I'm still basically kind of waiting and pending with Miriam's side of things. That's been kind of the main priority. I will keep you guys updated as time goes on. She just sent me today my own scan. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. I read it at least 3 times. I'm gonna read it again, but I wanted to send it to one of my one of the people close to me that I would say he's not super into the astrology verbiage like we are. And that's really important for me because a lot of the people that find me are newly awakened or they're just now opening up to their own gifts. And what I'm supposed to be doing is sharing information and knowledge on like how I did things, storytelling, how to get A to B, and how to help people kind of figure out their own way, right? Because my way might not work for them. Now, this scan will be very, very helpful for that. And I feel like it might even be more beneficial to invest into something like this instead of tarot readings. And I find people really, really, really struggle with finding the right questions to ask. I have a whole post about this on my Instagram, actually, two posts about how to frame your questions for tarot because you can really pull cards all day. You're really making tarot readers and psychics a lot of money when honestly, so many of these answers can be found in your birth chart and with basically an astrologer that understands formulas. Now, some of more Miriam's formulas I think are die hard answers and solutions to a lot of people's problems and the questions that they tend to ask when they have a connection with someone and they're considering things like buying a house together, having children. They meet someone that really resonates with them and they want to start a business together. It doesn't even have to be just romantic, right? And so I'm very excited for this product. There's got to be a better way to summarize this. I think me, Miriam, and Heather are all going to find our own way on how to market it. And basically, I've just been kind of sharing what Miriam posts, but I was like, I still haven't found, I think, what really resonates for me on how I want it to be presented to you guys. You can see how I'm struggling with my words right now. It's just like I haven't found it quite yet. But gosh, I've been with her. I met her not officially until like 2 to 3 years into my spiritual awakening. And that's when I would call it my spiritual recovery. And so I talk about Miriam a lot. And in the next 6 months to a year, I'm sure you'll probably be hearing more of that in these stories as we're, putting this added service to the business. I'm reading the comments right now. My chart pulls up as a Sun Scorpio. Just watch Taurus. What did you mean soulmate might not look like what they actually are on the surface? Battle and myself, I resonate. Then you said I'm dealing with an air sign. I may need to make a move to try and pursue that person. We just like talked about how you can literally pull cards all day, you guys. And I find that people really struggle with finding the right questions to ask. I think the scan would probably be very beneficial for someone like you. Once you like come across the connection, because obviously you would still need their birth chart information to be able to do the generator scan. But there is going to be a scan available that's just for your chart as well, which, technically I think tarot and astrology is great for self study first and foremost, because you can't really get to know anyone else until you understand yourself, right? Right. End the video there. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your night. Until next time. Bye.